Hey guys, welcome to the middle of the week. So we got a short show today. It's going to be done by 11 o'clock. So that's kind of a bummer for people, and I know it's kind of a sad thing, but that's all right. We have them every so often. So we've still got this piece that's on here, and I think that's what we're going to wrap today. We're just going to wrap this, and we'll call it a day. Sometimes it just happens, so it'll be good. I need to go on ahead and reassess also where I am with EarthTow, and I need to figure out where I am with some of the other places like that. We got to get ourselves squared away so that we're not just getting caught up in one of these. I did send a message off to Chad. He's got two pieces he wants me to do. This is only one of them. So I'm going to have to get the other piece to him as well. So we'll get that organized. Yeah, a little bit of organizing going on here tonight and tomorrow. That'd be kind of cool. It would be all set up. I'd like to also get to the point where we kind of have this week, here's the schedule, sort of thing. That'd be kind of cool. Because then you could see what's going to, what's on the docket for the week, and then people can plan ahead. So, okay, well, let's get started, shall we? Going ahead and start working on this piece, which is almost done. You have just a little bit left for it. Okay, so what we're going to do all this equipment on top. Zoom in that. Having some issues here. So what we're doing here is we're going to be working on, this is they call this a transit shuttle or a Starbase shuttle. I'm not sure which one you want to call it, but it's the little shuttles that are flying around inside the big Starbase space dock. So we're going to go ahead. Just going to go ahead and do this. Oh, he just deselected, didn't he? He's raised just a little. So we're going to go on ahead and do this. And so just like that. There you go. And then we'll do the container rack on the front. And this one, I'm going to transform the selection and bring it up just a little like this. And slide this over and slide this up. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put that outer ring of the little strap things that are holding it down. I want to make sure we've got those right here. Just like that. So that's how that works. Now we're going to go on ahead and all of these little widgets on top. Okay. I'm just putting in all the little widgets on this top spot up here. Good morning, Fred. How are you this morning? We're going to be on a short show today, sadly, but we'll be back tomorrow. We're having to run a few little errands. Require me to leave at a relatively early time this morning. So, I'm going to be out of here a little early today. The show will only be 1 hour. But we should be pretty good. I assume that means your life. What brush is this? Wow. Glad it's a short day today. I seem to have very slow computer. It doesn't even recognize that I have pressure at all. That's not good. Some issues with this, aren't we? So, what's going on with the district? So, here we go. All I'm doing here is just going through here and kind of, straightening this out. Okay, we're going to call this done. The only thing I really want on here right now is I want those little side widgets. But they're not as critical. Oh, we do have one thing we are missing. This cable. Right? It's right here. And I just did a very lousy job with it. Alright. The cable. You know what? That's not what I want. I really don't want that brush. I want this one. There we go. So, we've got now all three sides of this tri-view are complete. Yeah, the couplers. We need couplers right up here and right there. But we also need the little sliders. These guys need to come over here. The good news is I can just steal them. We're engineers that love to change things. Where'd it go? We're going to do that. We're going to go through here. We'll just do this number. That'll make that easier. Going to make this go across because they're apparently like that. I don't know. I'm going to put that there. And I'll duplicate. Or not. Yeah, we are having some slowdown today. I activated my Google Drive last night to continue downloading things, and I fear that it has slowed the system down quite a bit. Looks like it has ears. But that's alright. We'll do that. E and E. Couplers in up here. See those guys? Indicating that indeed it has worked. This coupler right here. There we go. Connectors in. Little whatever widgets in. Widgets are in. The widgets have it. So there's that. Okay. Now the only other thing is I'm not seeing that docking latch on top, which does stick up. So it's right there. We need to make sure we have that guy. That's the docking hatch. On top, you can't see it on the side. Definitely can see it there, though. So I want to make sure we have that. All right. That's 3 of the TriView, which means we're doing good. We're doing good. Okay. Let's see if we can't finish this guy off. So one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this guy right here because we need to. Come on, work with me. like these guys here, the little wires. You can see that. Yeah, I think you're right. We'd see the wires coming off the side. Let's do that. That's a good catch. Maybe doing this number though. Because they're coming off the side of the box there. You look at the sketch on this. They're there. But they're also right here. So you can definitely see them in the 3/4 view. So that's a good catch. Alright. Look at us moving along. Moving along. Okay, let's finish this. And hopefully we won't have weird. We had weird right off the bat. Okay, doing this. Come down like this. Come down like this. I'm just going to put in this here windshield. Across the nose of this thing. There we go, just like that. Just like that. I'm just putting in all the straight lines. This one's not straight, so I'm not going to mess with that one. There we go. Did that go to the right spot? I guess it did. Okay, good. Well, there's that. Who knew? There we go. Put this right here. It rounds, so I'm not going to do that. Put that there. And here. And here. And this little guy. And that little guy. These guys actually do that. And then we get that wing, which comes out to about here, and then heads back to the back part of the ship. Drafting class. It's pretty much like drafting class doing this stuff. Okay. No, don't be a jerk. When Photoshop does this, though, and I've had this happen before, I got to tell you, I start to get really sure of my lines because I know that my mouse is going to give up at any moment and just kind of go, oh, well, here's where the line is. So I get very confident of where my lines are. It's kind of funny. That was a comment made by a fellow artist. They're like, your lines are so confident. And I was like, well, so I didn't have the heart to say it's all because, you see, my tablet sometimes doesn't work. So instead I just, I totally have complete confidence in my lines. Never shaking my confidence in my lines. Absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm. Necessity is the mother of invention. It's kind of funny how that plays out in the world. Doodly-doo. Heading over here. We're just going to keep connecting lines. This one's going to be harder. Good news is it'll be all black. It's finally done. So I don't have to worry too much about how accurate it is at the moment. Because it'll be all one color when this is done. I guess I should say it'll be uniform. I don't know if that's pretty solidly uniform. So do this. All right. Widget here. Up and down. So it matches the arc of this piece right here. Go ahead and do that like this. Work. It's sticking off of this fin in some kind of structural way, right? I mean, we know that. And it's heading up and then down and then heading off this fin structurally. Sort of barely see that. All right. Not bad. Moving along nicely. In fact, moving along enough that I think I can color that in. Which time I take this guy and go like that. And that way I can now see where the edge of that is, and that makes some sense. All right. So last night I was looking on Instagram, and I was seeing some fascinating tutorials. I belong to this Instagram tutorial page, or I don't know if I belong to it is the right word, but these fascinating tutorials on how to do painting. And I was really inspired to do painting this morning, and I really wanted to get up and do painting. So it's a little conflicting for me because my instincts want to paint really badly. So I'm like, oh, I can color this in, and I can color that in. And of course, we're not painting today. So we're going to have to kind of cool our jets there a little on that, but it's still very fun. Looking forward to plausibly let this go down into this structure that kind of goes forward here. Plausibly doing some painting tomorrow. We'll see. See how things turn out. I want to plot things out so that this is less random and more specific. So that, that I'm working on your project, Fred. Then I switch to a different project, and so that it's a constant rotation, so that things will get done. Things are getting done; they're just getting done kind of haphazardly, and it'd be nice if I could put some kind of timetable on these things and get these things done in a more logical way. So, we have happy little cables and couplers. Put this right away. This. There's the coupler right here. And this guy's just going to need this. There we go. Put that in. And put this tank in. Just like that. Run this line like this. And this line should go all the way out the back. It's going to kind of have to the vanishing point out there. And that guy, and that guy. And this guy. And this guy. Which connects up to this guy. There. There. Just getting all of these random pieces kind of together. Lost that for just a second there. And just long enough to drop that line. Just like that. Happy little cables. Happy little fusion plants. They only have an unlicensed nuclear reactor on their backs. That's all. There, just like that. Perfect. So, we've got the Spangler device. Undo. Straighten that out. Drafting is a lot easier when you have a line tool. Just saying. Not saying, but saying. Can I get my line tool tap back, please? Okay, you know what? This is starting to worry me. Why do I have a control problem? There we go. Just like this. What we're doing here is we're just putting in a little bits of detail up here. There we go. And back here to the fusion plant. I'm just going to add the impression that there are other things back here, because we see them on the top view. There we go. Coupler on the front there. Fix that in a second. Just like that. Do that, and that, and that, and look at us go. We'll fix little things like make sure that these corners are straight. We need to get in here close, is what I think we need to do. Actually, I can probably put the re-rig back up here, like that. That'd be good. There we go. Now what we do is this docking port. And that looks great. Good. Okay. So we are now kind of coming to the end of this particular session. And what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take, we have a couple more things left. I'm going to take these two guys here, and we're going to subtract. So we got holes. I don't know why we have holes, but we've got holes up here. So let's go up here and take a look up here. Because there's a leak right there. I can see it. I think that's actually the only leak we've got. It's not bad, considering. again. Take this guy. And we're just going to subtract out that and that. And here and here, right? Look around. Everything else looks like we're on the outside of the vessel there. That's all good. Take this guy. And we say, and that just put this thick line around the outside of those two as well. Right? Ectoplasmic leak would be bad. So we're going to clear the ink. I'm going to clear layer 3. I'm going to clear background copy because we don't need any of those now. Okay. And looking at this, I think we are good to go on this one. So, next most important thing we need here is two things. We're going to do this. Which that'll be important. It's not just this guy. Hello, niece and nephew. It's good to see you guys. Good to have you here. Put this here. Yeah. We're going to give it another layer. We're going to do this. We're going to come in here and go. There we go. There we go. We'll center that. And then we will take and copy. No, I'm not going to actually color this guy because he didn't ask for a color picture. So the only color it's going to be on here is going to be my stamp. And this is called a hanko in Japanese culture. And so I put this stamp on here. I actually have real stamps for this, but since this is a digital drawing, I'm going to use my digital stamp for it. And I'm going to go down here. In this red, for some reason right now, I haven't figured this one out yet, but that's all right. All right, R02. And what that means is Reiwa 02. This is the second year of the Japanese Emperor Reiwa. So I have, for years, signed my drawings using the Japanese system. And I started doing that in Japan and just have kept going. So this will tell me, I can read this at a point in time because we were in Heisei 28 until we started Reiwa, and Reiwa 1 was last year. So this is Reiwa 2. Okay, so we are now done. This looks pretty good. I want to do a couple of little things, like I really want to move this guy up. He looks so out of balance. So we're just going to move him over a little there. Like that. That's much better. There. Much more balanced. So we're going to call this guy done and have that one roll out. So looking it over, everything looks fine. The shuttlecraft with Ghostbuster gear, which I find particularly funny. Oh, well. It's a thing, right? Sadly, I don't have enough time to do one more piece at this point. We do need to make sure we save as and save it as a JPEG. Let's save that like that. Okay. Looking over what we've got here, what we have left, we're going to just kind of take a look around here. One of the things that actually I can kind of show is, I'll show you this, and I'll show you this. Kind of interesting. Doing kind of a little bit of a show and tell. Speaking of Hanko, I brought the Hanko up before and talked about it on air, and so we can talk about this real quick, and that will be good. This is my Hanko, which I had in Japan. It was it's the equivalent of a signature for people who are here in America. You can see in here what we've got is a little door with a little stamp pad, and then my stamp. And you just dip it in that little stamp pad and stamp your device or stamp your documents. This is for very official documents. You use this for official documents and stuff. So I used to carry this around with me in case I needed to sign anything. And so this is what they call a Hanko. So I took this Hanko and I made a modified version of it that has the little skull and crossbones signature that I've been using for a long time. And now I have these self-inking stamps, which can just stamp in, right? And that's what these are. So these little self-inking stamps, I've got two of them, one in blue and one in red. So whenever I'm at conventions or stuff, I can just boogunk, 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 and then sign, just put the date in on the stamp. So that's what this guy is. It's a little self-inking stamp. So, that's kind of a fun thing to do, is to take these, take just a card like this, and you take the stamp and you line it up, and then you just, there you go. Signature made. Mischief managed. So, Hankos are, I figure this, it works because I'm, even in Japan now, they're not as big anymore in Japan on using Hanko. They're trying to get people to sign their names now, more like us. It fits our culture better. It interfaces with our culture better, and stuff like that. And this isn't so far off from the original Hanko in here. If I were to take this Hanko and ink right next to it, I do believe after all these years, my little Honko is kind of getting dry over here, which doesn't surprise me. But you can see that the Honko, the Japanese Honko, isn't that much different from the version that I made. Yeah. So there's that. I always find that kind of fascinating. Yeah. It's a little larger, which is fine. I want it to be a little bit more visible. So is that. That's the thing. I haven't seen Donald or Brent today. It's kind of a sad. I kind of miss those guys a little bit. I know that Brent's probably working. He usually shows up right about 10:30 to pop in, and so it's going to be kind of sad when he finds out this was a short show and we left already. But that's okay. We'll be back tomorrow. Fred, I'm going to be working tomorrow on. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we've got for us to work on tomorrow. I'm going to be in on. Let's look at this instructions. So we've got to go back into to 91 and redo a little bit of that, and that's something we're just going to have to fight with. But I'm trying to get all the little guys done as much as possible, and just get us down to just one or two things, so that we don't have to, or just get us back to the big pictures, which is a plausible thing. Those are the big ones. We got the really large pictures that need to be done. Oh, 113. 113 looks like a lot of fun. That's the one where they're all working on a car. I like that one. Kind of looking forward to doing that. We could go and finish 117. I'm seeing 117 in here, and I think that one's pretty close to done. So we'll probably work on 117 tomorrow. That's what we'll hit. So there you go. All right. Other than that, I think we're doing great in here. We're down to, let's see, how many are we down to? 1, 2, that needs to be redone. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're down to 15 that need to be finished. But we'll down to 14 that's starting tomorrow. So that should be our battle plan. So we'll work on that. We'll work on a little bit from Ron Fortier's pieces, so that he can get his pieces through. I want to finish those as well. And then I've got a message out to Chad. So his other second piece here, we're not going to be working on that one for a while. So that's it's going to be a fascinating piece. The ship in his game is the original design for the Miranda class. Initially, when the first drafts of drawings went through on the Miranda class, which you guys would commonly know as the Reliant from Star Trek II, when they first looked at the designs, the warp nacelles were up instead of down. And Harv Bennett, who was the producer of Star Trek II, saw the drawing upside down first and said, "Oh, that's great. Well, let's approve that." So they approved the drawing of the ship upside down, and when they started working on the model, Harv said, "I liked it with the nacelles down," so they just took the nacelles and flipped them over and put them underneath. His design is to have his ship is going to have the original nacelles up. So but there's a question that I have out. The original drawing had 2 torpedo launchers underneath it, but there's a little sketch up in the corner. It has 1 torpedo launcher on a single fin mount in the middle, and I kind of like that better. So I want to kind of know what his feeling is on that. So there you go, guys. I'm going to go on ahead and get rolling and then get myself a few minutes before I get going on here. I will see you all tomorrow. We'll work on some of this stuff. It'll be fun. So kind of looking forward to what kind of trouble we can cause starting tomorrow. And I'll see you then. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye.